oh mate, do I really look that orange or yellow, green? Am I really that sickly looking? Awesome. What? How y'all doing? First off, a quick complaint. I ain't got a tripod, so this is going to get really wobbly and I'm going to be really buff, like one arm buff by the end of this video because I talk too much. And now that might be it. Look, just remember, whatever it is, it's not your thing. What are you talking about, man? Like, outrage is kind of the groove this is going to go on, I think. Fanboyism, fangirlism, fanimism. Words, right? It's not your thing. So, what's not my thing? Random thing of the day, and it clicked. I'm chilling out upstairs, and out of nowhere, I hear my two boys just going completely like raging out at something. I'm not entirely sure what. I was like, man, that's like really stupid. Why would they do that? Oh man, I don't like that. That's completely pointless. And from what I understand, they were trying to play a game, right? And some things had changed in it, right? So like I think like they had a chat system in it, and then the chat system was removed for anyone under the age of 13. And I think after that, anyone under the age of 13 had to then have an email address tied to their account to allow them to use the game. And because I was like, nah mate, I ain't putting my email address in this thing, you all can shove it. You know, they got a bit kind of raggy. So like, well, now I can't get online. I can play, so I don't have access to chat, which is a big part of this thing they were trying to do. And then it's like, well, now I can't get online, so I can only play local. Like, oh, this sucks. Like, why would they do that? And like, any reasonable person would go, yeah, I see why they did that. I can come up with, like, taking a step back, I could come up with like at least 10 reasons off the top of my head why someone would do that, why a company would do that, right? But it was really kind of fun to hear their outrage because it's such a common thing these days, right? That something changes that you don't like and you get completely ragged by it. You just completely flip out for, well, no reason really. There are a billion reasons why something can change in a way that you don't like it, but it's not your thing. But because we get so heavily invested in brands, products, games, music, all sorts of stuff. When something changes, we absorb, we identify with a lot of those things, right? So when something changes, it almost feels like it's not ours anymore, it's not us anymore. Like we can't tie ourselves to that anymore, right? So we get upset or angry, it's not our thing anymore. But it never was our thing to begin with. It was somebody else's thing. Just imagine, man, like I'm thinking to myself, what does it matter if like a programmer goes, you know what, I don't want this thing in my game, bam, bin it off, right? Or imagine you're in a band, right? And all of a sudden, I don't know, you're playing grunge or black metal, right? You know, you like black metal or something, and then just out of nowhere, you're like, you know what, man, this sucks. I don't enjoy playing this kind of music anymore. I don't enjoy this groove anymore. It's not fun. You know what? I'm gonna do prog J-pop. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then everyone gets outraged because you're not doing the thing that they like. But it shouldn't matter what they like because if you're not enjoying yourself, then you should be free to do something that you enjoy. Could you imagine how sucky it would be to be in that position, in a band, or some kind of random creator, a creative, games developer, movie director, writer, artist or whatever, and you find yourself kind of boxed into a corner because you found something that sticks and you are so scared to change because of how rabid audiences can be, that you feel trapped, you're paralyzed. You know, you don't deviate at all, so everything just becomes stale, stagnant, boring, repetitive, paint by numbers, completely wank. We even get invested in foods, man. How crazy is that? I was one of those mental people, alright? I'm the same. Years ago, I like a drink called Iron Brew. It's an orange drink, it comes from Scotland. It's not actually orange, it's orange coloured. It's an interesting taste. And then the British government once said, hey yo, people are really fucking fat. Like proper fat, dude. And it's not because these people can't manage portions and stuff and they won't eat something more healthy and, I don't know, go for a walk. It's because of the soft drinks companies and Mickey's and Burger King and, you know, stupid Coca-Cola and all that. Oh man, what we should do is make it so these things are more expensive for people to buy, so they won't have them so much and they'll move back to the thing they don't like the taste of. Then we won't have so many fatties out there because, I don't know, example, Doritos. You know those big party bags of Doritos, right? At my kid's school, well, this is at the primary school too, right? Some parents were sending their kids in with those big ass party bags of Doritos for their lunch. Like, hey, have a sandwich and a cake and a Coke and a big party bag of Doritos, you fucking fat fuck. And there's like, oh well, you know, there's no reason why my kid's overweight. It's not because it's not the diet and that they sit there and play Fortnite all day. It's the school's fault. And the school's like, dude, come on, really? And then they have to start regulating things. When things get poked from the outside, I get people's rage, right? Like I say, with the Iron Brew, when the British government was like, yeah, man, I'm just going to sugar tax everything. Like, everything with sugar in it, or over a certain amount, is going to cost more. And so instead of the brands going, you know, it's going to cost like another 30p a bottle or whatever, what we might have to do is like take all of the sugar out of it and like replace it with a sweetener that tastes like shit. But, you know, it's not like we already have a diet version of these drinks made from the same recipe. You know, the artificial sweetener thing. Iron Brew had one. You know, Coke's got one, Diet Coke. Pepsi Max, I think, is like a diet sugar-free alternative, right? So, oh, mate, it's not like we don't already have those and they don't fucking sell because they taste like shit. What we'll do is we'll bastardize our regular recipe to make it more like the diet version that no one likes. And no one will buy the good one either because it won't be the good one anymore. It'll be the shit one that... Oh. And so I was furious. Like, I was furious. Well, like, if Mickey's said to me, hey, yo, you can't have cheeseburgers anymore, we're just going to sell you salads. I was like, dude, I don't come to McDonald's for salads, you know? I don't go to Coca-Cola because I know it's good for me. I go to it because it tastes good. You know, I don't go to the section for I don't know, pop music. You know, I don't go to Pavarotti for rap music, right? But like, it's not my thing. If someone decided that they wanted to change their groove, it should be their right to do so. And we have no real right to jump up and down and shout and scream as if we actually own the damn thing. Especially if it's taking shots out of someone else's kind of mental health or their creativity. It's up to the creative to do their thing. Or when a band changes their groove, we call them sellouts. You ever thought maybe it's just because they're bored? Like, how many times can you come out with a super hardcore, really badass, epic thrash album, right? And then go, oh man, we've just done like 5 thrash albums in a row and they all sound pretty much identical. You know, I think I want to go. I think I want to go for a kind of a Motown vibe for the next album. They just want to try something new. They want to freshen the palate. It's not your thing. I get why people get aggro. I get it, but it's not your thing. It's not your thing. It's not my thing. If they're not doing the thing that you like anymore, don't jump up and down and act like a child. Maybe go and find somewhere that does the thing that you like, or will do the thing that you like, or better yet, you do the thing that you like. Learn to do the thing that the people did to make the thing that you like, and do the thing. Assuming it's not like, hey, learn to like model everything and code everything and do all motion capture and stuff. That might be a bit out of your scope, but if you can, do the thing. Or just continue to get outraged and ruin people's lives by jumping up and down, shouting and screaming. Like, the whole point of this is like outrage, but I'm thinking everyone's felt outrage, right? For different things. But if you haven't, then I could always like follow you home and kick your dog. And if you don't like dogs, I suppose I could kick your cat. And if you don't like animals, I could always kick your kid or call you nasty names or something. I don't know. Look, I had come up with throughout the day a way I wanted to explain this, and then roll on the evening when I get some zen time to just chill and chat. Just spew it all out into the camera. So, I don't know. Kind of like when Valve tried to shoot down Chaos Head recently. That pissed me off. That was a game that had been out for it's been out for a bajillion years in Japan. We finally got it translated, and then a third party just jumps up and goes, no, you can't have it because stuff. You're all too stupid. And they said no, and then everyone jumped up and down and they gave it us back. But if it were the guys working on the translation going, I'm not enjoying this anymore, that's fine. That's fine. You got to do you, right? But I'm gonna head off because I have no idea what I'm talking about. Clearly. I was just thinking about it, and the kids dinged their groove, you know? When people want to change their thing, they can change their thing. And we don't own someone else's thing. We can relate to it, we can have an emotional tie to it, but it's still not our thing. I have no right to it. So I hope you're well. I'll see you all with a bit of luck tomorrow. And I'd never follow you home to kick your dog or your cat. I like doggos. And cats are just more standoffish dogs. Not really a huge fan of cats though. They're alright. Humans, I don't like them. Don't like them. And if you annoy me enough for me to resort to calling your names, well, I'd have cut you out long before then. See ya.